You know, lately on Fridays, it's been like my low. Because I keep trying to wake up as early as I can, but I wind up sleeping like over an hour longer than. I mean, technically, I get up so early that if I told you what time I was trying to get up early, you would think, yeah, Nick, you need your extra hour of sleep. So I keep wanting to say that my low is I slept in too long. Because here's the thing, I'm heading up to Keuka Lake this weekend, particularly like this afternoon. So I want to make sure like my apartment looks obviously not spick and span. No. I mean, this place is never going to look 100% clean when I leave. But, I try and keep everything clean. I clean up my dishes, clean my counters, my bathroom, make my bed, all that stuff. But I keep thinking I'm going to run out of time to do it, and it's just now 6:01. It's 6:01 in the morning at the moment of this recording. Like, I gotta stop worrying about how much time I have and just go with it. I don't know. Anyway, what was, my low highlights? I guess my low is, I did wait until this morning to actually get cleaned up in my apartment. Because honestly, yeah, I could have done it last night, but between before going to bed last night and before I leave for Keuka Lake, like roughly around now, not right now, but you get the idea. Like, I'm just worried like another mess is gonna happen again or something. I don't know. I guess I'm just weird like that, I suppose. But my high was, I got to spend some time with my dad, and I got to see my grandma too, which is nice. Speaking of which, my act of kindness was my father had to get his car checked out, so I had to drive and to pick him up from the car shop where he set off his car. He'll be able to get it today, which means I'm probably going to have to drive with him again today. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, really. Hopefully, it won't be so incredibly late when this happens. So, with that said, I think we have a nice Father's Day weekend to look forward to because it is Father's Day this weekend. Unfortunately, I forgot to post a photo of what I made yesterday, and that's supposed to go in tandem with my Father's Day gift. So I'll be sure to do that immediately after this video. Which actually that was another part of my act of kindness, I suppose. I'm getting Rita's today. The weather should be gorgeous. If you can't see the sun shining in my eye right now, that's any indication. Excuse me. Oh man, sometimes it's crazy how tired. It's crazy how even though I'm fully awake, it's weird how often I yawn during these videos. But yeah, so doing a little bit of shopping today, getting some Rita's today, going to Keuka Lake today. I think it's going to be a pretty good weekend overall. So, good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. And, yeah, definitely, quite a few things did happen yesterday, but there's two things I definitely want to highlight, with one of them being hot ones. I'll get to that in a minute. But, well, technically, it's something I've been putting links in the description down below, and I'll put a link to this one down here, too. But you guys know that I'm also subscribed to Totally Not Mark, and he's been doing the Chimera Ants arc of Hunter x Hunter. I mean, he didn't like last week's part, but this part... Now, understand, I'm not a Hunter x Hunter fan. I've never watched Hunter x Hunter. I never read Hunter x Hunter as a manga, any of that. But, I hear enough about what people say about particularly this arc, and without question, easily the highest of highs and the lowest of lows comes from the fact, like, the chimera ants, or the monsters, particularly the leader, acts more human than the actual human characters. And the main character winds up becoming the kind of monster that he was trying to fight. So basically it's the whole, concept of the black, white, gray of humanity, if you will. It's one of the main reasons why that arc is so heavily regarded. And I get why. We need that sort of storytelling nowadays. But I figured I better talk about that. Don't worry, I'll put a link to the description of the video down below. But another thing I'm going to put a link in the description down below is, how about Elizabeth Olsen on Hot Ones? Like, it was already kind of nice where, because she's friends with Aubrey Plaza, who was also a Hot Ones alumni, and occasionally we would go back to, like, clips from her episode, which, that was a weird episode too. Excuse me. But she was, don't get me wrong, she experienced some sort of heat-related problems too, as everyone does on Hot Ones. But for the most part, she had, like, so much poise, and, like, she was so chill. She was, like, the most chill I think I've ever seen anyone on Hot Ones. Like, with the exceptions of, like, Paul Rudd and Guy Fieri, Neil deGrasse Tyson also took it pretty well, too. But, man, she may have just set, like, a new gold standard. And it's, I don't even know what to say. It's just great that, she did what she did. But I should probably explain further what some of the questions that she wound up answering. Obviously, considering that WandaVision just came out, obviously she had to talk about that a little bit. She talked about, because Elizabeth Olsen has been, an actress for many, many years. And, obviously been to different acting classes, acting schools, all that. So naturally she talked about some of the crazier sort of, warm-up exercises that people do to prepare. I mean, if you see my class in session video about a choir, then I'm no stranger to crazy warm-up ideas. So, there you go. She talked about, the pros and cons of both acting and producing your own movie, which, gave us a really good look and insight into that sort of thing. I definitely enjoyed watching that part. She talked about how very dedicated to her craft she is. That was very, very good. She talked about her experiences at Comic-Con. That was fun. Comic-Con is one of those places where, as a fanboy, of course I want to go to one day. But nowadays it's become so much of a crazy big event that, you gotta get, like, tickets and, like, hundreds of dollars. It's like hundreds of dollars per ticket per day. And, like, so many things are going on in terms of, like, this panel is going on at the same time this panel. Like, it would just be so exhausting. Like, seriously, Comic-Con is one of those things where, honestly, you really are, thanks to the internet, you really are better off just watching whatever panel you're looking to hear on YouTube. That's pretty much what I do. I've had a lot of great memories of doing stuff like that. I mean, to this day, I think one of my all-time favorite panels is watching a Steven Universe 2015, I think, when they did the full version of We Are the Crystal Gems. Well, pretty much any instance of a Steven Universe panel was always fun. And Honestly, if you want to see like your favorite voiceover actors like have some fun on their own, like just type in like your favorite show's panel and like go to town. Cause I've seen like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, a little bit of Amphibia as well, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I mean, you name it, I've seen like a panel for it online, obviously. But they're fun. They're just good old fashioned fun. In fact, Comic-Con has become such a major event that they gotta have like, two of them a year, one in New York and one in San Diego. Not to mention all like subsequent cons that go on all throughout the country. Oh, even the world for that matter. Oh yeah. Like you have cons in Australia, in Canada, maybe a few European ones as well. Seriously, cons are everywhere. And I feel like I should explain, even though I probably don't have to, but a con is short for convention. And a convention, obviously, is where lots of people meet to talk about something or some things that they all have in common that they like. Which, I'm really glad stuff like that exists because it brings people together under a common like. For the most part, I would think it keeps people out, making bad choices, keeping them out of trouble and everything. And it really does celebrate. Oh, sorry. That was weird. I had an itch on my back. That's weird. Luckily, it was a place I could reach, so that was fine. Anyway, where was I? Right, you're talking about the, pros of Comic-Con. Like, it keeps people out of trouble. It celebrates the hard work that the good actors, directors, producers, sometimes animators if it's an animated show, all that hard work, and it's being celebrated and loved by lots of people. By all accounts, going to Comic-Con is something I would want to do just to say I did it more than wanting to go, just because, again, I can always look this stuff up on YouTube. What panels were awesome? What panels were not so awesome? And everything in between. But for sure, I'm really glad stuff like this exists. And again, you have the MCU actors like Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie. You have voiceover actors, like Jeremy Shada and John DiMaggio from Adventure Time, and Tom Kenny from a boatload of other things. Like, you name it, every celebrity you've ever heard of has been to Comic-Con, or at least some sort of con to some capacity. Does that mean one day I'll be able to go? Well, here's the thing. If I ever got to that sort of level of fame where I got to go to cons where you pay for my stay, I'll go for sure. I would definitely do it if I was asked to go again, but you may want to pay for my hotel room and everything else because I really don't know how it works that well. But I would definitely go if I was asked. Sure. I totally would do that. It would be a great way to meet some new people, maybe meet some fans of mine if, there are any. I'm sure I have some fans. That'd be great. Actually, I live in Elmira, New York, and there used to be something called Twin Tiers Comic-Con. I mean, they couldn't really have it last year because, of the pandemic. But, if I was ever asked to go there, sure. I could walk there, actually. Seriously, all I have to do is walk over a bridge, and First Arena, where Twin Tiers Comic-Con is at, is, right there. I could walk there, and it'd be great. So, if anyone in Twin Tiers Comic-Con is watching, hook me up. I'll totally... You won't even need to pay for my hotel room, too. I can just come back here. I literally could just come back right here. I don't know. But then again, if I ever went to a con, Like, of course I'd want to dress up in costume, but what would I wear? Yeah, The Grinch is a terrible movie, but it's definitely really quotable. I'll give it that. Anyway, that's about it for me. I should probably stop before I keep quoting bad movies. So, Father's Day weekends this weekend. Cannot wait. I'll definitely post a picture of what I made yesterday for my Father's Day gift. To all you on Facebook, Instagram, I'll be sure to do that. And you know what? Before I sign off, I want to say one thing. We are in Pride Month, as we all know. And more often than not, you hear about how when people express themselves or quote unquote come out of the closet, confronting their parents, usually the father, is, the big sort of thing. If any of you experience that kind of problem, you definitely, or if you already have come out of the closet and you still have a strained relationship with your father, try taking this time to really reconnect. Because, I may not have the best relationship with my father, but he's the best father I got. Because he's the only father I got. Yeah, I have father figures, of course. There's plenty of older guys I look up to for the sake of respect. Although, for the most part, I'm taller than them, so they look up to me. But you get the idea. So, keep that in mind. Try and reconnect with your fathers if you're having trouble with that anyway. If you're a mom who's a single parent, try and reconnect with your children and, because you know what? Some dads can be moms. Moms can also be dads too. So think about that. And if you are celebrating Pride Month, let's continue to celebrate pride within and around you. Okay? Because we only get one Pride Month a year. Although, personally, I celebrate Pride all throughout the year. I may not actively show it. Again, the only reason why I'm not an activist is because I don't know how to be one. But trust me, you're looking at a Pride ally, through and through. I may be straight, but when it comes to celebrating Pride, I follow the straight and narrow. I'm trying to say I support the LGBTQIA community. If I'm trying to say I support that. So take that what you will. Like, favorite, share, subscribe button, follow me on social notifications, on YouTube. I'm very humble in this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy for today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to channel, I'm always going to be here to lend an always be back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.